Welcome to the home of European volleyball for the third and last time today. It has already been a very busy and exciting day with the drawing of lots for the Champions League earlier this afternoon and the CEV Cup that we completed less than an hour ago. To finish it off with today's program, we have the drawing of lots for the CEV Challenge Cup 2020 and lots of teams involved. It's 40 teams in the men's competition and 36 in the women's tournament. So there is a lot to look forward to for those teams who will get to know whom they will be playing in the opening rounds of the Challenge Cup. But before we proceed with the drawing of lots, let's take a look at some highlights from the 2019 season with Belogorje Belgorod of Russia and Saudia Monza of Italy claiming top honors from the Challenge Cup. Congratulations once again to Belogorje and Saudia Monza on their achievements in the 2019 season. There will be new champions in the Challenge Cup because Belogorje didn't qualify for the European Cups this year. On the other hand, Saudia Monza will be playing in the CEV Cup, so they will be trying to achieve further success in that competition. Now, don't waste any further time, but let's begin with the drawing of lots. There is a huge interest in the Challenge Cup with as many as 36 teams registered for participation in the women's competition. And that means that we do have a second round to begin with before we move on to the 16 finals. Let me welcome once again Ellen Peters, Secretary of the European Cups Commission, and Annemiek Chambon, our office manager at the CEV headquarters. They will be helping with the drawing of lots also for the Challenge Cup. And as I said, we begin with the second round, which features teams from the lowest ranked national federations or the second/third teams registered by a given national federation. In order to facilitate the travels of teams contesting the second round is actually played in zones. As you may know, there are a number of zones inside the CEV family, and the drawing of lots will then be carried out according to the geographical distribution of the teams. That being said, we have a total of 8 teams involved in the second round. They will be playing home and away matches. We start with the first draw, and it features one team from WEVSA, the Western European Volleyball Zonal Association, and it's Volley Lugano from Switzerland. One team from NEVSA, so from the north of Europe. This is a Finnish team, LP Vampula Huittinen. And then we have 3 teams from the Middle European Volleyball Zonal Association, one from Hungary, one from Slovakia, and one from Slovenia, and 3 from the Balkan Volleyball Association. So we have the eventual winner of the BVA Cup and 2 teams from Greece. So to begin with, we have a first draw, since we have one team for each of these zones, WEVSA and NEVSA. These have been combined together, so we will get to know who plays the first match at home and who plays the second match at their own venue. Ellen, please. So we have one team from Switzerland and the other one from Finland. So the one hosting the first match will be Volley Lugano of Switzerland. And just to cross-check, now let's open the second ball. And so the opponent of the Swiss team will be Finland's LP Vampula Huittinen, and the Finnish team will be hosting the second match at their home. We now have a second cup. I mean, these include 6 teams, 3 from MEPSA and another 3 from the Balkan Volleyball Association, also known as BVA. It's a free draw, so we will now see who plays who. Ellen, please proceed with the first ball. As you can see from the charts that we are displaying, I mean, the matches will be played at the beginning of November, and this is one MCM Diamant Kaposvari of Hungary, whose opponent will be, we will find out very soon. Kaposvari will be playing the first match at home, and their opponent is so let's find out who is going to play against the Hungarian team. And it is the eventual winner of the BVA Cup. For those who don't know, this is a zonal competition organized by the Balkan Volleyball Association, and we will find out the eventual winners on the 15th of September at the very latest. Next team to be drawn. This is from Slovenia, Sip Šempeter. They will also play the first match at home, and now we will find out who their opponent is. Still 3 teams to draw, and the next one is, let's see who is going to play against Slovenia's Šempeter, and it's VTC Pezinok of Slovakia. So 2 neighboring countries. As we said, this is a zonal phase of the competition, so no long journeys for these teams to contest the second round matches. Ellen, let's find out who is going to play who in the last part of the draw. It is a team from Greece, AOF Porphyras Piraeus. And their opponent is, and if I'm not mistaken, this is going to be a derby, and a real derby for 2 teams from Piraeus, Olympiakos Piraeus. So we have a Greek derby to complete the draw for the second round of the CEV Challenge Cup Women. That's it for the second round. Now it's time to move on to the 16 finals. The 16 finals will feature 32 teams, and that's clear. We will now show you a graphic, which outlines those teams that are participating in this round of the competition. We have 8 teams that are seeded already. Those are the teams representing the highest ranked countries in the CEV Cup and Challenge Cup ranking. As you can see, these are those from Turkey, Russia, Germany, Switzerland, Romania, France, Hungary, and Czech Republic. We will have, these teams will be seeded, are already seeded actually, so they will be playing in the 16 finals the second match at home. And now we will draw the remaining teams to play the second match at home, and these are those from Cup 1, so the next best ranked national federations. To finish it off, we will have an additional draw involving 16 teams. These teams will be playing the first match at home in the 16 finals. And these are those from the lower ranked national federations plus the winners of the second round fixtures that we have just drawn. So let's move on to the next chart where we see the 8 seeded teams which are already placed. This is coming soon. There we go. As we said already, these are the teams from Hungary, from Turkey, Czech Republic, Romania, Switzerland, Germany, France, Hungary, and Russia. We will now draw the teams that go and complete these blue dots that you can see, meaning that they will be playing the second match at home in the 16 finals. Ellen, let's move on to the next draw, and let's draw the first team that goes to position 504. This is Asker Lindsteg of Austria, the national champions of Austria, go to position 504. Next team to be drawn will go to position 506, 3506. Ellen, please. And this is the team of IBSA CEV CCO7 Palmas from Spain. to position 506. Then the next two spots to play the second round of matches at home are already taken, as you can see, by Dukla Liberec of the Czech Republic and Stin Tabacau of Romania. Now we draw the team that goes to position 512. Ellen, please. '16 finals will be played in December. So, who is going to position 512? This is LLC SC Prometie Kamienskie of the Ukraine. Thank you, Annemiek. Now, the next team to be drawn will go to position 3514. Ellen, let's find out who this team is. And it is Aotiras Santorini of Greece. Thank you, Annemiek. The next two spots to play the second match at home are already taken by seeded teams. These are Kanti Schaffhausen of Switzerland and Ladies in Black Aachen from Germany. Let's find out who takes position number 520. Ellen, your turn again. And it is the team of Levski Sofia from Bulgaria. Very good. So we have another 3 teams to draw. The next one will take position 3522. Who is going to take their spot? And it is the team of Pölki Kuusamo of Finland. The next two spots to play the second match at home, these are already taken by seeded teams. More specifically, these are Béziers VB of France and Bekscsabai Röplabda SA of Hungary. Another 2 teams to draw, so let's find out who goes to position 528. Ellen? And it is Slovenia's Calcit Volley Kamnik. One last team to draw to complete this cup, and this one will take position 3530, meaning that they will also be playing the second match at home in the 16 finals. Let's find out who they are. And it is Hapoel Kfar Saba of Israel. That concludes the first draw we had in the 16 finals of the CEV Challenge Cup Women, but we have another 16 teams to draw. These, as I said, include those from the lower ranked national federations and the winners of the second round fixtures that we just did actually draw a few minutes ago. So, to begin with, let's find out who is going to play against the team of Turkey, Beylikdüzü Volleyball Istanbul. And it is Slavia Bratislava of Slovakia. So they will be hosting the team of Istanbul at home before traveling to Turkey to play the second match. Next is the opponent for Austria's Askö Linz-Steg, who is going to play against the Austrian champions. We will find out soon. And it is the winner of one of the matches featuring BVA and MEVSA, the second of the matches that we did actually draw just a little while ago. You will be able to find out all of the details later this afternoon when we post the complete schedule on the CEV website. We will now be drawing the opponent for IPSA CV SCSO 7 Palmas of Spain. This is the winner of the matches between BVA MEVSA teams in the second round, the first of the matches that we did actually draw just a little while ago. We give a little time to our graphical team to complete the draw with the 2 teams that we have just drawn. Thank you, Annemiek. That's all settled now. As you can see from the chart, we have inserted the teams coming from the second round. Very good. Now let's find out who will be playing against Dukla Liberec of the Czech Republic. This is CSM Lugoj of Romania. We just did actually draw a Romanian team, but now we will find out the opponent for a Romanian team, Stinta Bacău. So who is going to play the Romanian team in the 16 finals? This is Kairos Ponta Delgada of Portugal. Thank you, Annemiek. Next is the opponent for LLC SC Prometie Kamienskie of the Ukraine. And this is the team of Kosovo, KV Drita Gjilan, but since some travel restrictions may apply, we move the team of Kosovo to the next available spot, so they will be playing against Aotiras Santorini of Greece. Thank you, Annemiek. So the next team to be drawn will actually be playing against the Ukrainian team of Kamienskie. This is Dresdner SC of Germany, a team that people know very well from previous editions of the Champions League. So they will be hosting Kamienskie and travel to the Ukraine for their second match in the 16 finals of the Challenge Cup. Now the next one to be drawn will be playing against Kanti Schaffhausen of Switzerland. And it is the team of Holte EF from Denmark. So Denmark playing against Switzerland in the 16 finals of the Challenge Cup Women. Now we have another exciting opponent to play against, and this is Ladies in Black Aachen of Germany. This team will be hosting the first match at their home, and it is Ängelholm VS of Sweden. We continue with the draw for the 16 finals, and the next one is going to play against Levski Sofia of Bulgaria. And it is SM Esch-Pfeffingen of Switzerland. So the Swiss team to play against Levski Sofia of Bulgaria, playing first at home and then away. Pölki Kuusamo of Finland are waiting for their opponent in the 16 finals. Let's see who they are. Who is going to travel to Finland and who is going to host the Finnish team at their home in first instance. This is the winner of matches between teams from Nevza and Webza, which is a match featuring a Swiss team, Volley Lugano, and the Finnish team of Huitinen. So there could be a Finnish derby, we will see. First, they have to play a second round against the Swiss team of Volley Lugano. Next is the opponent of Béziers VB of France, a team that we know very well as well, since they have played in the Champions League before. Let's find out who their opponent will be in the 16 finals of this year's Challenge Cup. The French team will travel and will host the Luxembourgish team of RCR Valferdonge. Our neighbors right here next to our headquarters will be playing against Béziers VB of France. We still have 4 teams to draw to complete the 16 finals of the Challenge Cup, and the first one coming out of this cup will be playing against Békés Csabai Röplabda SA of Hungary. Bekes-Csaba played in the Champions League before, and this year they play in the Challenge Cup, and there is Rigas Volleyball Škola of Latvia. And we welcome Latvia back to the European Cups and especially to the women's competition. The very next to be drawn will be playing against Calcit Volley Kamnik of Slovenia. Ellen, another ball to draw, and let's see who is going to play the Slovenian team. And it is PVK Olim Praha of the Czech Republic. So from the Czech capital city, the team that will play against Kamnik of Slovenia. 2 more to go, it's almost done, and the first to be drawn will be playing against Hapoel Kfar Saba of Israel. And it is the winner of the third of the matches between BVA and Mevza teams to be played in the second round. Very good, so we have now added this to the chart. Last but not least, who is going to have a long journey, possibly long journey to Krasnoyarsk, to Siberia, to play the Russian team of Yenisei Krasnoyarsk is Ute Budapest of Hungary. Thank you, Ellen. Thank you, Annemiek. This concludes the drawing of lots for the 16 finals of the CEV Volleyball Challenge Cup Women. The competition will continue after this round with 8 finals, quarterfinals, semi-finals and finals, all played as home and away matches. Later this afternoon, we will draw the home and away status of the teams contesting the subsequent rounds, and this information will be published on the CEV website later today. As I said, this concludes for now the drawing of lots for the CEV Volleyball Challenge Cup Women. We move on straight to the men's competition, and this is quite an exciting one to follow because we have as many as 40 teams due to contest the competition. That means that again we have a second round which is played in zones, and we show you here the teams that are due to participate in this stage of the competition. 5 teams from BVA, so from the Balkan Volleyball Association, 5 from the Middle European Volleyball Zonal Association, another 3 from the Western European Zonal Association, and then we have 1 each from the North of Europe, Eastern Europe, and the Small Countries Association. So, it's now time to move on to the next draw, if we are well ready to do so. As we discussed them in this already with the women's competition, this is a zonal phase of the event, and we try to make sure that teams don't have to embark on long journeys in order to contest their matches. So again, the zones have been grouped in terms of their geographical proximity. And as a result, we have a first draw which features teams from the north of Europe and Eastern Europe. So these are the teams that will be drawn right now. So we have Linköping VC from Sweden. They will be hosting the first match at home in the second round of the Challenge Cup, and their opponent will be a neighbor, so to speak, I mean from a country nearby. And this is Pärnu VK of Estonia. And the Estonian team will be hosting the second match at home. The next cup, as you can see, it has 4 balls. We do have then the Western European Volleyball Zonal Association included in here, plus the Small Countries Association. Ellen, let's find out who is the first team to be drawn. As I said before, we try to make sure that no long journeys are necessary at this stage of the competition to play. And we begin with Lindaren Volley Luzern of Switzerland. And their opponent will be, let's find this out immediately, Who is going to play the Swiss team? This will be Chef die Kirch of Luxembourg. So not too long of a journey for the teams of Switzerland and Luxembourg to play against each other. And this is, as I said already a couple of times, the main purpose of this stage of the competition. Next, we have another two teams from Western Europe to be drawn against each other. Please, Ellen. The first one is Fonte Bastardo Azores of Portugal, and as a result they will be hosting the first match of the second round at their very home venue, and their opponent will be another team from Western Europe, and it is Rennes Volley 35 of France. We carry on with the drawing of lots for the second round, zonal phase of the competition, and we have now all of the remaining teams representing BVA and MEVSA. For those who are not familiar with these abbreviations, they stand for Balkan Volleyball Association and Middle European Volleyball Zonal Association. So we now draw the first team. And it is Fino Kaposvár of Hungary. They will be hosting the first of two matches against an opponent that we will be knowing in a few seconds. Ellen? UVC Wibberzeile Ried im Innkreis of Austria. Quite a long name. I hope I pronounced this correctly, and not too long of a journey because they will play against Fino Kaposvár of Hungary. Very good, so let's move on to the next pairing. Again, we will find out first who plays the first match at home. The dates are already fixed for those matches that will be taking place in November. And the next team to be drawn is another Austrian team, Union Raiffeisen Waldviertel. Their opponents will be something that we will get to know in just a couple of seconds. Who is going to play the Austrian team of Waldviertel? This is SCMU Craiova of Romania. We have 6 teams left, and we move on to the next draw, and the one to be drawn will be playing the first match at home. And this is VKČ Karlovarsko of the Czech Republic. Czech Republic then to host, the Czech team will be hosting the first match at their home, and they will be playing against, let's see who their opponent is. Who is going to play the Czech team, and it is Vardar Skopje of the Republic of North Macedonia. Four teams left before we complete the second round of the Challenge Cup. Let's see who is the next one to be drawn. We have another 4 spots to fill in. And this is the eventual winner of the BVA Cup. As I said, for the women's competition, this is a zonal event, and the name of this team will become known by mid-September after completion of the BVA Cup that the Balkan Volleyball Association are hosting every year. Who will be playing the BVA Cup winner? We will find out in a moment. This is VRCK Kazincbarcika of Hungary. And last but not least, the last 2 teams to be drawn in the second round of the Challenge Cup. Let's find out who they are, Helen. The first match is Partizani Tirana of Albania. They will be playing the first match at their home, and their opponent will be an Albanian derby with Erzen Sija. That concludes the drawing of lots for the second round of the Challenge Cup Men. We move on now to the 16 finals. A short introduction to this stage of the competition. We have 16 teams, as I said before, that are playing in the second round. So 8 winners of the second round will join another 24 teams in the 16 finals. At that stage of the competition, we have 8 teams that are already seeded, those that are listed in these charts. The teams representing Italy, Turkey, France, Belgium, Czech Republic, Switzerland, Romania, and Austria. These are seeded as they represent the highest ranked countries in the CEV Cup Challenge Cup ranking list. So all of these teams will be playing the second match at home in the 16 finals. And the remaining 8 teams to play the second match at home, we will find out now by drawing those that are taken from Cup 1. So we have 8 teams to draw, and all of these will be playing the second match at home in the 16 finals. So we move to the next chart so that you can see the full draw. There we go. So you see that we have already seeded the top 8 teams, those representing the highest ranked national federations. And the teams that will be drawn now will take the next blue spots available so that they play the second match at home. Ellen? Going to position 504 is the team of Mladost Ribola Castela of Croatia. Taking position 506, so that they will be playing the second match at home in the 16 finals. It is Hapoel Yoav Kfar Saba of Israel. The next 2 spots on the draw to play the second match at home are already taken by seeded teams. These are Austria's UVC Holding Graz and Czech Republic's Kladno Volleyball. The next team to be drawn will be taking position 512. Which team is there? It is SC Portugal Lisboa of Portugal. They go to position 512. One more team to draw and to play the second match at home in the 16 finals. And going to position 514 is the following one. Omonia Nicosia of Cyprus. As you can see from the chart, the next 2 spots to play the second match at home are already taken by teams that were seeded beforehand. EuroVolley Haasrode Leuven of Belgium and Montpellier Castelnau UC of France. We now draw the next team that goes to position 520. We are slowly completing the grid for the 16 finals of the Challenge Cup Men, and the next team to take its spot is Netmag Lycurgus Groningen of the Netherlands. And taking the spot 522 so that they play the second match at home will be another team of the next best ranked national federations. So that's why they do play the second match at home. It is VKP SPU Nitra of Slovakia. The next spots, as you can see, are already taken by Volley Schönenfeld of Switzerland and ACS Volley Municipal Zalău of Romania. And we have the last two teams to draw, the last two to play the second match at home. And we begin with, let's find out soon. Taking position, Straitil Minsk of Belarus. They take the position 5-8, Straitil Minsk of Belarus. And last but not least, the last available spot is 5-3-0, which goes to the last team out of Cup 1, which is Hebar Pazarchik of Bulgaria. This concludes the first draw for the 16 finals. As I just wanted to recap, we had 8 teams already seeded as per their ranking. We have drawn the next best team so that they play the second match at home in the 16 finals. And now we have 16 teams, 16 more teams to draw, including the winners of the second round fixtures that we have drawn just a little while ago. So we have 8 teams whose names are already known, plus another 8 that we will get to know once the second round finishes. Let's find out who is going to play. Allianz Powervolley Milano, the Italian team that are making their first appearance in the European Cups, and this is the first team to be drawn out of this cup. It is the winner of one of the matches featuring teams from BVA and MEVSA. We will now fill this in. The 5th of the matches featuring teams from these zonal associations, out of those that we did actually draw a little while ago. They will be playing against Italian newcomers Allianz Powervolley Milano. The next team that we will be drawing out of this cup will be playing Mladost Ribola Castela of Croatia. This is again a winner of the second round, and in this case it's the winner of the fixture between teams from North and Eastern Europe, so teams from Sweden and Estonia are involved in this pairing. Thank you, Nemik. Next one will be playing against Hapoel Yoav Kfar Saba of Israel. Let's find out which team is going to play the Israelis. It is Saaremaa Vese of Estonia. So, Estonia to host Israel and then to travel to Israel in the 16 finals of the Challenge Cup. The very next team to be drawn will be playing against UVC Holding Graz of Austria. Let's see who they are. And it is Unicaja Costa de Almeria of Spain. So Almeria of Spain to play Graz of Austria. We are slowly but surely filling in the missing spots, and the next one to play and to be drawn will be the opponent of Kladno Volleyball of the Czech Republic. And it is the winner of another game featuring teams from BVA and MEVSA. So, the winner of a second round fixture to play against Kladno Volleyball of the Czech Republic in the 16 finals. SC Portugal Lisboa of Portugal are now waiting to know the name of their opponents. Let's find out who they are. So the Portuguese team will be playing against Calcit Volley Kamnik of Slovenia. So Slovenia to play against Portugal. And now we have Omonia Nicosia of Cyprus also waiting to know the name of their opponents. Omonia Nicosia will be hosting the second match at their home, but now we find out who they will be playing. It is Penzugyőr Budapest of Hungary. The next team to be drawn out of this cup will be traveling to Belgium and hosting a Belgian team in BDO Volley Haasrode Leuven. And this is again a team coming from the second round, and more specifically from a match featuring teams from BVA and MEVSA. All of the details will be published in a very short time on the CEV website, so people can also reconstruct in the best possible way who is going to play who, depending on the outcome of the second round. Montpellier-Castelnau UC of France are now waiting to know the name of their opponents out of this cup. Let's see who they are, who is going to travel to France and to host the French team as well. And it is again a team coming from the second round, and more specifically from the matches featuring WEBSA and Small Countries Association. Netmag Lycurgus Groningen of the Netherlands are now the next ones to know their opponent. The Dutch team have played in the Champions League before. Now they play Challenge Cup, and they will start their journey against another team coming from the second round, BVA MEVSA. So a team from this area will be playing against the Dutch team in the 16 finals of the Challenge Cup. And Slovakia's VKP SPU Nitra are those to get to know their opponents with the following draw. Let's find out who is going to Slovakia. This is Budućnost Podgorica of Montenegro. A team with a lot of history and coming back to the European Cups after a few years, so good news also for Montenegro's volleyball family. Volley Schönenfeld of Switzerland are the next ones. There we'll get to know whom they will be playing in the 16 finals. And there is again a winner of a second round fixture between Small Countries Association and WEBSA. So a team from Western Europe to play against Volley Schönenfeld in the 16 finals. Last but not least, we have another 4 teams to draw, and teams from Romania, Belarus, Bulgaria and Turkey are waiting to know who they will be playing against. Ellen. Let's find out who is going to play against ACS Volley Municipal Zalău. This is Gentofte Volley of Denmark. So the Danish team to play against the Romanians. The Danish team will be hosting the first match at home and travel to Romania for the second match. Stratil Minsk of Belarus are the next ones that are in the line to know the name of their opponent for the 16 finals, and these will be the team of only 3 teams left to draw. So it is again a winner of matches between BVA and MEVSA from the second round of the Challenge Cup. So Stratil Minsk will have to wait for the second round to be completed in order to know the name of their opponent in the 16 finals. 2 more balls, the last ones after a very long day for all of us here. Hebar Pazarchik of Bulgaria will now be playing against one of the 2 teams left. Let's find out who this team is. And it is Aluron Virtuwarta Zawiercie of Poland, a team that is making their first appearance in the European Cups after a sensational season in the Plus Liga. Last but not least, Malye Milli Piyango Ankara of Turkey will start their journey in the CEV Challenge Cup from the 16 finals, traveling first away and then playing at home against the team of Kosovo, KV Luboteni Ferizaj. This concludes, thank you Ellen and thank you Annemiek, this concludes the drawing of lots for the 16 finals. As with the women's competition, the tournament will resume after the 16 finals with 8 finals, quarterfinals, semifinals and finals, all to be played as home and away matches. The home and away status of the teams progressing to these rounds will be announced later today after a drawing of lots held here in Luxembourg at the CEV headquarters. And that's basically it for today. We'll look forward to a truly exciting 2020 European Cup season, but please write down this date, which is the 25th of October, when the European Volleyball Gala will be taking place in Sofia and Norgestad, also the drawing of lots for the group phase of the CEV Champions League Volley 2020. See you there.